Right now, the situation is getting more serious and more interesting at the same time. And what is making people stop and pay attention is this growing narrative that Emmerson Mnangagwa has responded strongly to recent internal pressure, but many are saying that Constantino Chiwenga may already be steps ahead in strategy. And people everywhere are asking one important question: is this the moment that could shape the future of Zimbabwe? As it stands right now, there is no confirmed dramatic confrontation between these two leaders in a direct public way. But what is very real is that there is a growing political tension inside the leadership system. And that tension is what is driving this story. You see, Zimbabwe is currently in a moment where leadership discussions are becoming stronger. And once leadership becomes a serious topic, everything begins to change. People begin to observe more closely. People begin to analyze every move. People begin to ask deeper questions about the future. And that is exactly what is happening now. Now, let me break it down in a very simple way so everybody understands clearly. There is no confirmed dramatic fire back in a public sense, but there is a real pattern where decisions are being challenged and responses are being made, even if those responses are not always loud. And that is where the real story is. Because in politics, the most important moves are not always visible. They are often strategic and carefully planned. Now let's go deeper into why this moment feels so important. Zimbabwe is not in a calm political period. There are strong discussions about leadership direction. There are debates about the future, and there is a growing public attention on what happens next. When all these things come together, the atmosphere becomes very charged, and in a charged atmosphere, even small signals begin to look very significant. Now think about this carefully. When one leader takes a position and another responds in a different way, it creates a dynamic that people begin to follow closely. Not because of open conflict, but because of what it represents. It represents influence. It represents control. It represents direction. And that is why people are paying attention. Now let's talk about perception again, because this is very important. There is confirmed reality, and there is perceived reality. Right now, perceived reality is very strong. People are interpreting actions. People are reading meaning into silence. And people are connecting different developments. And that is how a headline like this becomes powerful. Now think about how people are reacting. Some people believe this shows a shift in power dynamics. Some people believe it is just normal internal discussion. And some people believe something bigger may happen soon. And when you have all these reactions at the same time, it shows that the situation is still developing. And when a situation is still developing, people stay engaged, they keep watching, they keep listening, and they keep asking questions. This story is not really about one response or one move. It is about power, it is about influence, and it is about the future of leadership. Because once a country reaches a point where leadership direction is being discussed strongly, every action becomes important. And every meeting matters, every alliance matters, and every decision matters. And that is exactly what we are seeing now. Now think about what could happen next. If internal differences become more visible, the situation could become more serious. If leadership decisions continue to face resistance, tension could increase, and if there is any clear direction announced, it will shape the next phase of the story. So this is not the end. This is just the beginning of something that is still unfolding. Now let me break it down clearly again so everybody understands. There is no confirmed dramatic confrontation, but there is a real political tension that is growing. There are real differences in approach. There is a real positioning happening inside the system, and that is what is making this headline feel powerful. That is the honest truth, and that is what makes your content strong and credible. Because your viewers are not just looking for excitement, they are also looking for clarity. Zimbabwe is in a serious political moment. Leadership is under strong focus. Internal dynamics are becoming more visible, and this moment could play a very important role in shaping what happens next. What makes this moment even more important is that when situations like these begin to unfold quietly, they often shape decisions long before anything becomes official, because people within the system start adjusting alliances begin to shift, and every move becomes more calculated. And as all of this continues to develop, it means the coming period will be very important in determining not just who leads, but how Zimbabwe moves forward in the next phase of its political journey. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates.